The following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by State Farm Insurance Becky Potsuba Agency, the American of Fort Pierre, Bank West, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Fording Electric, and Gales Gas.
Olsen hands it off for Getz. He'll pull it for a long-range three. Buried by Getz! He's now got 10, and the Governors lead it by 5, their largest lead tonight.
And by American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, and Missouri River Dentistry.
To Williger, she'll spin. Kicks it back over. Taylor pulls up for 3. That's buried by Graceland Taylor. She's got the Governors up by 6. Taylor's got 5 points.
And by Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motors, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Todd's Electric, and the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection.
Rebound tipped around. It's going to be grabbed by the Golden Eagles. They go down the floor with 7 seconds to go. Pass for Fritz. Lost the handle of the ball. It's grabbed by Getz with 2 seconds to go. The time will run out, and the Governors will win it 53-51.
And now to the booth we go for Pierre Governor Basketball.
And a good evening as we welcome you here inside the Capital City Rock Studios. John Winkler with you on this Tuesday night, a frigid Tuesday night, but we've got Pierre Governor Basketball on the airwaves coming up here in just a little bit. Brookings is hosting the Pierre Governors over in Brookings tonight. Barry Hine will have the call for you as we'll take you to through the pregame and get you set for the broadcast here this evening, as then we'll send it out there. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we'll have live video of the game as well, so you'll be able to watch along with us as we go through this evening. The Pierre Governors are coming in as they sit in the standings right now at 7th place, 8-6 on the season. Brookings is 9-7. Now, when we were last on the air last Tuesday for Pierre Governor girls basketball, when the Govs beat the Huron Tigers in a big blowout win, 63-35, Brookings was ahead of the Governors in the standings, but Pierre has jumped up to number 7. Brookings has fallen back to number 10. The Bobcats have lost back-to-back games, 45-31 to Roosevelt, and then on Valentine's Day, they lost 66-45 to 8-8 Jefferson. So they have lost 3 of their last 4, with that one win coming against the 1-14 Lincoln Patriots, who the Governors will end up seeing on Saturday at home, one of their last home games of the season. But this Governor team is looking for another win of the season, looking to get to their 9th win. They've got a busy 2 weeks. This is a good thing that they end up playing basketball tonight. Pierre's got 6 games left, 3 this week, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and then 3 next week, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. If that game had been postponed, you're looking at Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week, or Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday next week. It was going to, or Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of the next week, and then you get into the Sodak 16. So the opportunities of making up that game was very slim on the girls' side. And on top of that you're playing 3 games in a week this week, 3 games in a week next week. It was going to be really tough. So it's a good thing that the Governors were able to make the trip over to Brookings and make this contest happen as they look for their 9th win of the season against the Brookings Bobcats, who are 9-7 on the year. This Governor team, very good defense last Tuesday against the Huron Tigers. They forced 26 turnovers, 14 steals, including 6 from Graceland Taylor. If you've heard that before, you're not going. If you think you've heard that before, you're not going crazy, because that's the defense that she likes to run is up in your face and aggressive defense. Taylor had 6 steals to lead the team and finished with 10 points as well in the ball game. And of course, this Governor team, even though they got out-rebounded on the boards by 6, they forced 13 more turnovers and were able to take advantage of the Tigers' mistakes and shot the ball well at 48% to close the game, 42% from long range and 88% from the free throw line, and forced the Tigers into just bad decisions throughout the night. And they look to do the same against this Brookings team. Now, this is a Brookings team that's 9-7 on the year. And when you look at the rest of their schedule coming up, They get 8-7 Aberdeen Central, a 2-13 Douglas, and then a 12-4 Spearfish. If Brookings can win at least one of those last 3 games, which would most likely be against Douglas, they're going to finish at 500 or better. And obviously that would mean that the Governors want to get this win, because that's 47 seat points that they can grab with Brookings being potentially at 500 at the end of the season. And that might be the difference between maybe being number 7 and maybe jumping up to number 6 before it's all said and done. They are 0.8 points away from Spearfish, but you're also only 0.4 points ahead of Aberdeen Central for 8th, and you are just 0.5 points ahead of Harrisburg for 9th. So wins are important because the Governors could fall back into that number 9 spot. You want to be at home in the Sodak 16, regardless of if you're playing Aberdeen or Harrisburg or whoever it might be, or the number 10 team Brookings. This would be a matchup in the Sodak 16 if things had ended, the season had ended today, although it would be in Pierre, not in Brookings. You want that home game. You want to be at home. You don't want to be on the road. And this Governor team, they know what's at stake. This, Coach Bebout has talked about a lot of times. He doesn't like to overhype any games, but he also knows that every game's important. He wants to focus on every game being important, not just some games being more important than others. Every game is important. And when a team is below you in the standings, it's still important to get wins, especially if that team below you in the standings is 2 games over 500. That's how the parity of, really of 3 through 11 are. Jefferson's over 500 as well. Washington at 12-3, Brandon Valley's 15-2, O'Gorman's at the top at 17-0. But there's a lot of jockeying for those spaces from really that number 3 seed, or really can say from 6 to 11. There's a lot of opportunities for teams to move around. So the Governors know how important this game is, taking on the Brookings Bobcats. We're getting set for Governor basketball here on this Tuesday night here on Capital City Rock. We'll have more about this matchup, talk a little bit more about this Brookings Bobcats team coming up here in just a little bit, and we've gone through the standings, but we'll tell you about other games that are happening here tonight across the state. A few games that have been postponed, a few games that have been just outright canceled, but we'll talk about that all coming up here in just a little bit. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball here on KCCR, and make that a Capital City Rock, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We'll be back with more of the pregame show after this.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Did you know it is important for your child to see the dentist at the time their first tooth erupt? A healthy smile begins at birth, and there are many variables, from healthy eating habits to good oral hygiene and routine dental care. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer. At Missouri River Dentistry, we enjoy working with people of all ages. Dentistry is our profession, but people are our focus. I invite families to come experience an office that uses the latest techniques and equipment to be sure you receive that healthy and happy smile. To schedule your appointments for your family, call us at 223-2021. Kids love us, parents trust us.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the costs throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back and we continue our pregame show here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. John Winkler with you on this Tuesday night. Dylan Simmons got the call of the boys game as they are getting set to get started over there. They'll have the senior recognition for those senior boys, and then they'll get that game rolling between Pierre and Brookings over at Riggs High School. And that game is on KCCR and also available to watch on the other video on KCCR Sports that is live right now. This Brookings Bobcat squad, still a fairly young squad. Kimber Byes, Logan Schmidt, and Tess Burns are all seniors, the only three seniors on this squad. However, when you hear those names between volleyball and basketball, those names have been very, very much used over those over the course of the last couple of years, both volleyball and basketball wise. So, they're athletic players for sure for this Brookings Bobcats team, and ones that, the Governors will be, again, the defense, they're not afraid to go after anybody. They are never afraid to go after anybody of any caliber. They're ready for the task of any team, and they'll have to go against this talented Brookings Bobcats squad. You look at last game and the Governors, the last couple games here, and they're 1-1 in those last two against T and Huron over the last week and a half. The Governors got 17 points from Lennox Dupree on that Saturday against T back on February 8th. They got 17 points from Emery Larson with three double-figure scores. Larson had 10 in the loss to T, but it was 17 for Larson. It was 11 for Addison Soma and 10 for Graceland Taylor. And that's one thing, too. Lennox Dupree, obviously, whenever you talk to any coach across the state before games and you talk about what stands out to you the most when you look at this team on film, and Lennox Dupree is always that name that stands out to them and that they look at. Lennox Dupree scored 7 points against the Huron Tigers. Governors still have three double-digit scorers and won by 28. Coach Bebat has also said many times that he's not worried about who scores, how they get those points, or if it's got to be this person or that person, that they want to score. They want to be a team. They want to score. And for Lennox Dupree, who rightfully so scores the majority of the points, or at least is in double figures almost every single game, if she has a night where she scores 7 points and the Governors win by 28, that tells you a lot of what the Governors are doing right. They're not leaning on Lennox Dupree to score all the points. They're not leaning on just one person to score. A team that's, when you're point guard and the girl that will take the most shots, she didn't take the most shots back last Tuesday against the Huron Tigers, but a girl that usually takes the majority, not the majority, but takes the most shots, if she's scoring in single digits and you're still winning by 28, again, that shows you just how well this offense can be throughout the entire basketball game. In a game, they led 15-1 against Huron in that first quarter last time out. They had a 37-15 lead at the end of two quarters, and they were able to outscore Huron by almost double digits in 3 of the 4 quarters. Up by 14, had an 8-point advantage in the second, and ended up outscoring Huron by 10 in the fourth. So it's just a team all the way around that the Governors really enjoy this offense that they have between Larson, Graceland Taylor that can score, Addison Soma that scored outside of Lennox Dupree, and they don't go deep into their roster. And of course, Grace Richter had 8 points in that game last Tuesday as well. They don't go deep on the bench all the time. Had Jasmine Yost, Molly Olson that really were the only two that came in and got the majority of the minutes and really in that Tuesday win against Huron, the majority of those minutes were Molly Olson that had checked in, and it was a couple of other players that ended up stepping in, Marina Bushbaum and Jordan Kirky and Mackenzie Flotmeyer that all played at the end of that game when it was well in hand. But they're not a team that goes deep, but those girls that are on the floor, they certainly know how to get the job done when they're out on the floor. Pierre Governors and the Brookings Bobcats coming up here from Brookings here in just a little bit. So we're getting set for that tip-off. We're going to take another commercial break. We'll be back. And again, Barry Hine will have the call for you tonight from Brookings, as we'll have that. We'll send it out to Brookings here in just a little bit. But we'll come back with more of the pregame show after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on Capital City Rock, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Rev up your drive with Capital City Ford in Pierre. Dive into our impressive lineup of Ford vehicles, from sleek sedans to robust trucks. At Capital City Ford, we're not just about selling cars, we're about crafting exceptional experiences. Our knowledgeable staff is here to assist you in finding the perfect Ford that suits your lifestyle and budget. Visit us today and let us evaluate your driving experience with Capital City Ford.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
And we welcome you back as we get set here for the Pierre Governors and the Brookings Bobcats. Before we take our last commercial break, we go through the AA games right now. Roosevelt and Lincoln, they were scheduled to start at 5:30 here this evening, and looks like there is no report of a score. We can check that as we go throughout the broadcast. Yankton is hosting a Sioux Falls Christian tonight. Belfouche Sturgis, and then Rapid City Central Douglas. They were both postponed. They will play this weekend. The Douglas Rapid City Central game will play at Friday, and then Sturgis and Belfouche will play Saturday. Harrisburg O'Gorman, that'll be a big game in Harrisburg tonight. One of the biggest games, Washington and Mitchell. That is number 3 versus number 4 in the standings. 12-3 Washington against the 13-3 Mitchell Colonels in Washington. We'll keep our eye on that game. Watertown takes on Aberdeen Central at 7 o'clock in Watertown here this evening. We'll take one more break. When we come back, we've got tip-off of the Pierre Governors and the Brookings Bobcats. That is coming up here next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on Capital City Rock, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Rocking it for South Dakota. We're KCCR-FM. Lund, Pierre, Gettysburg.
Terry Becker, Carice Blanchett, and Jeff Schleckway. And now for your Bobcats, first the cheerleader, Mackenzie Steinhauer, Michaela Kelly, Ava Osterkamp, Brooklyn Hollis, Allie Kauser, and Holly Kuchenmeister. The Bobcat cheerleaders are coached tonight by Hannah Simmonscott and Allie Zerkas. And now before we meet the Bobcat starters, here's tonight's Junior Bobcats, brought to you by the Brookings Basketball Association. Starting at one, the future Bobcat, first grader Lydia Kluger. Lydia attends the Club Pepper and hopes to be a veterinarian someday. She loves watching the Jackrabbits and has a turnaround jumper as hot as her favorite food, tacos. And next up, at guard for the future Bobcats, second grader, Jimmy loves pickles and watching the Jackrabbits. She's destined to be a teacher because she's so good at schooling her defenders on the court.
Olson instead of number 23, Grace Richter. Did have that right somehow. So we've got a shake-up in the lineup for Pierre. The one that I got was not the one that came out onto the floor. Bobcats in their home whites, red numbers and letters in black trim, black and red and white trim for the Bobcats, and it says Cats on the left hip. Here in their away blacks with green and white letters and numbers and green trim. Bobcats win the opening tip. Even goes in the corner, and Smith going to hoist from 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound tapped into the backcourt, grabbed by McClagan to Smith. She goes right wing for Eben, who pump fakes, dribbles in the lane, gets the ball tied up and comes down with it. She'll be called for a travel, and it will go back over, or rather go over to the Pierre Governors for the first time on the night. So, first possession for the Bobcats yields no points, and the Governors have it. It is Dupree in the backcourt. She goes right wing for Larson. Larson goes on the wing now for Richter, who goes in the lane for Soma. Soma loses it, gets it tipped away, and Smith comes away with it. She goes up ahead now from half court to Kimber Byes, who puts it up and in off the glass. She was defended as well and got it to go. Nonetheless, it's 2-0 Brookings.
Great finish, great pass too by Logan. They're seeing Kimber up ahead to get the early 2-0 lead.
And down in the corner, a 3 is going to be hoisted by Olson. No good. Rebound is grabbed on the weak side by Eben. She gives off from McClagan, who lets it clear, and will give now to Logan Smith to bring it up for the Bobcats. I want to say thanks to Right Angle Construction for being a sponsor here. And we're going to get a 10-second call as the Bobcats were just in no hurry, and they'll give it right back to Pierre. It's got to be wary of that. There was no pressure. They just didn't get it across the timeline.
And we've kind of said that all season too. Turnovers are never going to make a coach happy, but especially those ones, like you said, almost they just obviously weren't paying attention. In 10 seconds with no press really hurts you in a game that you're going to need less turnovers.
Right wing Olson, a 3, no good, and rebound comes off again for Even. She's got a couple early boards, and McClagan will bring it up and gives off for Smith now. Smith in the backcourt. Man-to-man defense for Pierre. Smith to the left wing, behind the back, into the lane, all the way to the bucket. Takes some contact. Will get a foul call. I believe she'll be shooting free throws, and she will be. As we'll head to the line. First foul for Grace Richter. First of the quarter for the Governors. At the line, Logan Smith, leading scorer on the team, averages just over 12 points per game. She's a 69% free throw shooter and knocks down the first one to make it 3-0 Brookings. I want to say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Lots of technical glitches inside Brookings High School tonight. No video board. Missed free throw, offensive board, and the putback is good for Tess Burns. Her first bucket on the night.
I think you can just blame everything on the cold, right? When it's this cold, if something's not working, you just...
I have no issue with that. Left wing 3 from the lefty is good. Lennox Dupree, again averaging 17 points per game, and the Bobcats are going to have to keep an eye on her. They lose her there, and she makes them pay. 5-3, ball tipped away in the backcourt, regained by the Bobcats. McClagan goes right wing to Byes, who takes it in the lane. In traffic, throws up a tough shot, no good. Rebound skips to the near baseline, and is going to be carried out of bounds, and will stay with Brookings with a fresh 5:45 to play here in this first quarter. Video board doesn't work. We had some things blinking out back in the K-Country studio. Pass in the backcourt, going to be chased down, I think. Glitches on offense for the Bobcats as well. I don't know if you can blame that on the cold or not. Smith to the left elbow, kicks it into the corner for Byes, who pump fakes, goes top of the key for Eben, who will dribble into the lane, and no call on the contact, and the steal will go to Dupree. Dupree on the other end, into the lane, steps between 2 defenders. She'll be fouled. It'll be on the floor. It'll be Pierre ball underneath the bucket, and it is going to go on Kimber Byes. First on Kimber. First of the game for Brookings. They get it into Dupree. She loses it in the lane. The ball's kicked around and now going to be tied up around the right block area. Tess Burns and Logan Smith for Brookings had their hand on it, and Lennox Dupree for Pierre had a hold of it. The arrow in favor of Pierre underneath. Dupree inbounds. Goes right wing for Larson. In the backcourt for Soma, top of the key for Dupree. Dribbles in the lane, gets it tied up, and nice defensive play by Kimber Byes. Good hands. She tied up the ball. We'll go to the arrow. It's in favor of Brookings this time. We'll see some full court pressure here. Heard Coach McLagan talking about the pressure that Pierre likes to put on the basketball. They'll have to handle it. They get it in the lane, and the pass can't be handled by Burns. She might have had an easy layup. Somehow Bies comes up with it, gets it to McLagan, into Burns, out on the wing for even a three, no good. And rebound fought for, and is going to pop out of there. But they're going to say it was tied up as Kimber Bies had a hold of it again. And Lennox Dupree again had a hold of it. And again, I don't think we keep track of them, but the Bobcats may have set a record this season already with held balls.
I was going to say held balls, tipped passes, just the hustle plays like Coach McLagan has talked about all year with his staff, with his players.
Dupree, a deep three, in and out, no good. Rebound comes down for Bies, and almost went down. She'll shoot from anywhere. Smith will start things off for the Bobcats. Guarded in the backcourt by Richter. And dribbling right side is Smith, who goes to McLagan. McLagan passes left wing for Bies, down in the corner for Even, who pump fakes and dribbles. Goes to Bies. Bies in the lane. Tried to bounce it into Burns. It's tipped away and now stolen by Dupree. I think originally Soma got a hand on it. Dupree in the lane. Goes for Larson, who puts it up and in off the glass. Nice pass by Dupree. Nice finish by Larson. Smith goes to Even, back to Smith against some pressure. She'll pass it across the timeline, left wing to McLagan. Now to Even. Even into the lane, Euro step, ball fake, and gets the shot to go off the board. Nice fake pass for Even, got the defender to fall for it and has an easy bucket. Lucy Even has her first bucket. Now we get a steal in the backcourt. McLagan's got it to Bies. Bies in the lane. Euro step with the left hand. She'll scoop it up and in off the glass. Bobcats defense yielding some results there. 9-5. With 3:25 to go and counting in this first quarter.
Great finishes at the hoop, too. Sometimes haven't seen many of those. Done an excellent job of finishing tonight at the basket.
Richter picks up the ball, left wing, goes to Dupree. Dupree dribbles, back to Richter. A right wing pass for Larson, who's going to hoist a deep three. No good strong, even another rebound, and we're going to get a whistle. We're going to go to the arrow again. It'll go to Brookings. Pretty quick whistle on that one. Thought maybe we were going to get a foul because the whistle was so quick. Bies sits down, in for the first time, Caitlin Harris, the freshman. Sitting down for here is going to be Molly Olson and Addison Soma. And in for the first time going to be Jasmine Jost. And on the other end, the offensive end, Even passes to Burns. It's tipped away and stolen by Pierre. Also into the game, Mackenzie Flatmeyer for the Governors. Right wing, it goes for Richter. In the backcourt, they go for Dupree. They go for McKenzie. Now it's passed around the perimeter. They get it to the right wing. A three is up and good for Dupree from deep. She doesn't need much room to get that shot off either. Now McLagan going to lose the ball, lose her footing, and lose the ball out of bounds. And it'll go right back over to Pierre. Julia Burns checks in. Macy Even will sit down. 2:30 to play, first quarter, 9-8 Brookings. Want to say thanks to Bose Construction for being a sponsor. To get it in the lane to Dupree. Dribbles, puts it up, in and out, and back in. Lennox Dupree scoring here early. Get it in the lane, little pressure in the inbounds rather to Harris, back to Smith, who will dribble around the defense and gets it across the timeline, all the way into the lane, through the center of the lane, all the way to the bucket, scoops it up and in, does Logan Smith. 11-10, Brookings back on top. Got Dupree in the backcourt. She goes for Richter. Back to Dupree. Dribbles. Kicks it left wing for Jost, who's going to put up a three. No good. Julia Burns grabs the weak side board and gives for Smith. Smith bringing it across. Gets it tipped away in the backcourt. Richter regains it. And Smith picks it up, passes right wing for McLagan, who pump fakes. Dribbles baseline, a runner off the side of the backboard, no good. Dupree comes away with it, quickly into the other end. Bounces it in the lane, and taking it up and leaving it short is Richter. Rebound and the putback is good, though, for Mackenzie Flatmeyer. And Pierre back up by one, 12-11. Harris dribbling it across the timeline. Pierre wanted an offensive foul on the forearm, don't get it. Julia Burns goes cross-court left wing. Smith for three, no good. Julia Burns, the offensive rebound on the near side. Weak side board, goes cross-court to Smith again. Smith in the lane. In traffic, a runner rolls around and drops for Logan Smith. So we've got 13-12 the score. Logan Smith now with 5. From the free throw line, Flatmeyer, jumper no good, strong, rebound tapped around, grabbed by Julia Burns to Smith, now to McClagan. McClagan goes left wing for Julia Burns, who dribbles into the front court, all the way to the basket, takes it up strong, gets the foul call. She'll have 2 free throws coming up. I believe it's going to go on Jasmine Jost, the 5'3" junior. That'll be her first. So 2 free throws coming up for Julia Burns. We're going to get a whistle. Not sure if the call was done being made. So, hey, wait for me to turn around. I don't know what was going on there. A little squabbling with the referees. Julia Burns at the stripe. And the first free throw rolls around and drops. She's an 86% free throw shooter on the season. Averages just under 3 points per game. Tess Burns, Logan Smith, Sloan McClagan sit down. Back in going to be Macy Even. In for the first time, Clara Delbridge. Also back in, Kimber Bies. I want to say thanks to Brookings Health System for being a sponsor. Julia Burns knocks down both of her free throws and puts the Bobcats up 3, 15-12. Timeout on the floor by the Pierre Governors. 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here. We've got 32.1 to go in the first quarter. Bobcats lead 15-12 in what is a huge matchup when you're talking about, again, jockeying for position in that SODAC 16 standings list. Alan.
Exactly, huge matchup, like you said. Also had a really good first quarter so far. From multiple Bobcats. It's been one of the things we've seen this year too, where maybe just one of them comes off scoring, but again, Macy Even has a bucket, Kimber Bies has 4, Logan Smith has 5, Tess Burns has 2. So again, seeing those seniors right there, Kimber, Logan, and Tess stepping up, getting some big buckets here in the first quarter. And you know, the one thing that stands out also in that first quarter, though, those turnovers. 6 turnovers here in the first quarter, and we've said it all year too. You're going to have turnovers, but the 10-second violation, ones like that are really going to come back and hurt you. So that's one that they're going to have to obviously move past, do a better job of taking care of the basketball, and hold on to this lead.
Talked about Dupree in the pregame, and they're going to have to keep an eye on her. She's got 8 of the first 12 points for Pierre here. I want to say thanks to Kubota Farmers Implement for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Put a little pressure on Dupree now. In the zone defense, they try to find Pree down in the corner. They do. She's open. A 3 is going to go. They pressured her with the ball. They're going to have to keep an eye on her when she's off ball as well, as she'll find the open spots and bury the jumpers. And Harris regains the loose ball. Julia Burns going to put up 3 just before the buzzer. Short off the front of the rim. A big smile on her face saying, I almost got it. But after one, it is going to be tied at 15 apiece here for the Bobcats and the Governors of Pierre. Back in 60 seconds with quarter number 2. Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Tubby's Sports Bar and Grill. You're on K-Country 102.3, streaming on KCountry102.com, and you're watching the video feed on BHS TV, thanks to Brad Dupin. And KCCR tapping into our video feed out in Pierre. Hello to all our viewers in Pierre as well. Thanks to John Winkler and the gang. We got Emery Larson in the backcourt. She goes for Richter. In the backcourt pass is stolen away by Even. Even all the way into the front court on the other end. Takes it up. Left is short. They have gotten it tipped on the way up. Now we've got to fight for the ball. Kimber Byes takes it away from Pierre. Goes to Even. Even in the lane. Kicks it out right wing for Smith, who drives baseline into some trouble. They have gotten away with a travel. Pierre thought so. Even goes all the way across court. Left corner, a three for Byes. No good. Weak side board and a putback by Julia Burns is good. She's got 4 points early on. 17-15. Brookings with the lead. I want to say thanks to Stony Brook Sweets for being a sponsor here. We've got Dupree in the backcourt. Crossover dribble. Pulls up left elbow. 15-footer. The jumper goes, and she'll be fouled. She'll have a chance to finish it off from the stripe.
And that's just,
go on Kimber, that'll be 2.
That's just too easy. Anytime somebody can just get an open shot like that, but somebody like Dupree, who again had 11 points in the first quarter, already has 2 right here. She's up to 13. You had mentioned she averages 17. Brookings obviously has to do something different right now to find a way to stop her, because she can score the ball very easily, as we've seen so far with 14 now here in the first 9 minutes of the game.
14 of the 18 points. Even loses the ball. It's taken away by Olsen. Out ahead to Richter, who has a left-handed layup, and she'll finish it off. All of a sudden, Pierre up by 3, 20-17. Kimber Byes gives to Smith. We'll bring it across the timeline against Emery Larson. Double team now. They're trying to get the ball out of Logan Smith's hands. Burns, left wing, back to Smith. Right wing, Even, who pump fakes, dribbles baseline. Picks it up, gets it poked away, and they're going to say it went off the leg of Even, who didn't agree with the call, but it will go back over to Pierre. Sloan McClagan checks back in, and Macy Even will sit down. 6:35 to go here. I want to say thanks to Bauer Services for being a sponsor of high school sports. Lennox Dupree, 14 of the 18 points, rather 14 of the 20 now points for Pierre. Dribbling out top, going to be double team, picks it up, goes a right wing for Soma. Soma, pass is tipped away and now grabbed by Delbridge. And Smith has it out ahead to Byes. Byes, right wing, hesitation dribble toward the corner, picks it up now, and pass in the backcourt is tipped away by Richter, and now we're going to get a hard foul as Byes was going after the ball and knocked Richter to the floor. Kimber Byes will pick up her 3rd early foul here. Tess Burns set to come back in. Now Macy Even will have to come back in quickly as Byes picked up that 3rd foul. And Burns gives Claire Delbridge a break. You might not see Kimber Byes the rest of the first half here. 3 early fouls. Left wing they go for Larson, who gives off for Richter. The backcourt pass is stolen away by McClagan. McClagan up to the other end, takes it all the way up, got a block by Dupree off the bottom of the backboard. Now a pass to Dupree, deflects off her arm, off the back of her leg and out of bounds, and the Bobcats have it right back. Don't see Sloan McClagan get caught from behind very often, but Dupree caught up and blocked it. Sloan pretty quick and fast. Even gets it in, right side for Smith in the backcourt. McClagan dribbles to the left wing, gives off for Burns. Back to McClagan in the corner. McClagan dribbles into the backcourt, passes right side for Smith, who hesitation dribble, spins into some trouble, gets the ball tipped away, regains it, goes to Julia Burns in the backcourt. Left wing McClagan now to the corner for Even, who dribbles, crosses over toward the baseline, got some contact, didn't get the foul call, wanted it, but they call it travel as she ran right into Addison Soma, the 5'10 senior. Coach McClagan not happy with the no call either.
And we've seen that a lot so far tonight. Soma does, a good job of just standing there, kind of similar to what Tess Burns does. You know, guards will try and drive in the lane, and when you run into somebody kind of bigger than you, there's not much you can do, and the refs aren't calling it. So Brookings is going to have to do something either different to try and get around Soma, but we've seen it a few times here tonight where the guards are going in and they just kind of run into a wall.
Bad pass to the corner. Dupree has to try to save it in. She goes off the Bobcats' hands out of bounds, and will stay with Pierre. Left wing and a 3 for Dupree. Not bad defense by Even. She was in her face, but Dupree just knocked it down anyway. She's got 17 of the 23 for Pierre. Smith goes to McClagan. Dribbles between a couple of defenders, gets it off to Julia Burns, who throws it left wing for Even, who puts up a 3. No good. Rebound looked like Burns had it, but it's tipped away by Richter, and the Governors come away with it. Up ahead, right wing, a 3 for Larson, no good. Weak side board, tracked down by Smith after it bounces. And she gives off for McClagan. Sloan McClagan will dribble it up. Now we got a timeout. Coach Mitch McLagan calls a timeout on the floor. It'll be a full 60 timeout. We will take 30 of it with them. With 4:35 to go in the second quarter, Pierre leading 23-17. Brookings ball when we come back. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Bring the Bobcats. She's got 17 of the 23 here early on for Pierre.
Yeah, like we said, Brookings going to have to do something defensively, you know, going back to a couple weeks ago against Sioux Falls Roosevelt when the Kimber Byes eventually had to face guard that Henley Loof, who was just a three-point shooter. And she only finished, I think, that game with 13. And like you mentioned, Dupree up to 17 right now. So again, anytime she's out there, you really got to focus on her. And at this point, you really have to make somebody else beat you other than Dupree.
She's doing it on the defensive end as well. Bobcats going to have to get a little loosey-goosey with their cross-court passes. Even in the lane, spins, got into some trouble, got out of it, puts the shot up, it'll count, and she's fouled. How did she work her way out of that one? Basket's going to count. See who the foul went on. Was it on Mackenzie Flatmeyer?
Yes.
35? It was, and so even goes to the line to shoot one. 69% free throw shooter, misses the free throw. Burns with the offensive board and the putback. Her second offensive board on a missed free throw and her second putback. She's got 4. She cuts the lead to 2. Coming up on 4 to play here. I want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance for being a sponsor of high school sports. Left wing Richter against the zone. To Dupree into Flatmeyer. Right corner they go for Olsen. Out on the wing now. They're swinging around the perimeter. They get it left wing again for Dupree, who just is on fire. He's got 20 of the 26. It's 26-21. 3:45 to go first half. Even in the backcourt goes to McLagan. McLagan,
face guarder at this point.
He goes into the right corner. A 3 for Julia Burns. Rolls around and drops. Big shot for the Bobcats. She's got 5. There's Julia. Cuts it to 2. 26-24. Right wing Larson goes to Dupree. Left wing Richter is going to travel before she took off and dribbled. Good call. Referee's got that one right. 3:26 to go. I want to say thanks to Rickus Nelson for being a fine sponsor of high school sports here. Flatmeyer and Olsen sitting down for Pierre. Back in going to be Jost. And looking for another number here. That is Addison Soma. Bobcats have the ball. And Smith running it across. Picks it up, goes left wing for McLagan. He dribbles, goes cross-court in the corner for Even, who's going to hoist. And hit, rattles it in. Bobcats back up by 1, 27-26. Coming up on 3 to play, second quarter. This has been a fun one so far. A lot of scoring. Right wing. Dupree goes left side for Richter. Dribbles into some trouble and bounces it off of Soma's shin and over to the Bobcats. Smith up ahead for McLagan. He thought about the 3. Back to Smith. Smith dribbles. Spins to the elbow. Kicks it out for McLagan. Back out to Smith. Looks inside. Gets a pick from Burns now. Thought about pulling up. Picks it up and goes in the backcourt for Even. You see Even thought about spotting up. Passes right wing for Julia Burns, who drives baseline. A runner from 10 goes for Julia Burns. She's got 7. 29-26 Brookings, inside 2.5 to play. Right wing, the 3 is up and rattled in for Emily Larson. We have got a scorcher going on here inside Bob, Jost, and Jim. We're all knotted up at 29s apiece with 2:19 to play here in this second quarter. Timeout on the floor. We'll take 30 of it with them. And at 29 all here in the second quarter. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to pass.
She's got 20 here in the first half, and again, her shot is just, it just looks nice. I mean, even on misses, it's still a nice shot. So again, something defensively Brookings has to do, but on the same side, Brookings doing a really good job answering. It's 29 all here.
Bobcats get through the pressure, get the ball up the court, and get a tie-up call as they got it in the post for Burns, and it was tied up. We'll go to the arrow. It's in favor of Brookings. Pierre short-handed tonight as well, and from what I understand, from what I can gather, it was a surprise as well as Graceland Taylor, a captain, number 20, not playing, and I'm not sure why. She was in the lineup I was given, and now on the right elbow, a 15-footer, Julia Burns knocks down another one. She's got 9. Bobcats back up by 2, 31-29. Inside 2 to play. I want to say thanks to Cook's Waste Paper for being a sponsor. Richter, left wing, dribbles into the front court, passes it underneath, reverse layup for goal, and a chance to finish it off from the free throw line for Emery Larson. He let out a primal scream after that one went down. 31-31 at the line is Emery Larson, a 70% free throw shooter, averages just a shade under 13. She knocks down the throw. 1 point lead for Pierre. Full court pressure now. Smith goes to McClagan, left side, back to Smith. She'll dribble. Passes over a double team to Even. Even on the wing, goes all the way across the court into the lane, and Julia Burns had a good look, but catching up again, Lennox Dupree, and blocks another one out of bounds, her second block of the first half. I want to say thanks to Brookings School District for being a sponsor of high school sports here. It's been a fun first half and a fast first half because of all the action. Seems like it's flown by. Right wing, Smith dribbles, goes in the lane for Burns. Burns kicks it out top of the key, Even gonna hoist. No good, strong, rebound is gonna be fought for, and it's kicked around, finally grabbed by Soma, who gets it out to Dupree. Dupree gonna step into a 3, top of the key, no good, and rebounded by Soma. Soma dribbles into the baseline and kicks it off her foot out of bounds, back over to the Bobcats. Bobcats happy to see that one not fall. She hasn't missed many tonight at all, but if she gets a look like that, you almost count it.
Exactly. And a fast break, not too many times coaches like when you pull up for 3, but again, the way she's been shooting tonight, that was probably their best look on the fast break.
Sloan McClagan from the corner knocks down a 3 as they worked it around the perimeter and got her a look from the corner. First bucket for Sloan McClagan as the Bobcats back up by 2. 34-32 inside a minute to play. I want to say thanks to Hometown Tire and Service. Right wing Dupree goes to Olsen. Excuse me, that's Jost, who dribbles to the elbow, kicks it left wing for Richter. Richter dribbles baseline. Double team. Pass is tipped away. It was either by Burns or Even or both. And Smith comes up with the steal. Smith kicks it in the corner for McClagan. Out on the wing, Even. Back out top of the key for Smith as Coach McClagan saying slow it down. Otherwise, I think Smith might have let that one fly. Logan Smith dribbling, goes right side of the backcourt for Even. Even will dribble. Back to Smith. About a 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Smith pulls up from the free throw line. No good, strong. Rebound is tapped by Richter, and she'll get it to Dupree. Shot clock is off. We're inside 10. Dupree goes all the way in the lane to Soma, who takes it up. Got a tip from behind, no good. The putback, no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line. So Soma gets an offensive board and is fouled on the attempted putback. It's going to go against Logan Smith. First on Logan, fourth of the quarter for Brookings, but we're that one on the shot, so we're going to shoot some free throws. Soma at the stripe, no good, off the front of the rim. Addison Soma, 5'10" senior, number 24, 73% free throw shooter, averages 4.5 points per game. And this is a both, rebounded by Burns. Even, gonna heave it up to the other end, and comes up a foot and a half short and a little off the mark, but at halftime we've got a close one. This has been a jam-packed, full of action first half. The Bobcats lead after half number one, 34-32 over Pierre. We'll take a 4-minute break. We'll give our thoughts on the first half. We'll take a look at some first half stats with Alec Johnson during our halftime here. And again, we'll start that in 4 minutes here. Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre, where exceptional customer service meets an incredible inventory lineup. Looking for your dream car? Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. From dependable Fords to luxurious Lincolns and versatile Toyotas, we have something for every taste, need, and budget. Experience the difference with us today. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Pottsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
It is halftime as we welcome you here back inside the Capital City Rock Studios. John Wickler with you on this Tuesday evening. What a firing first half it was. 34-32. Brookings leads Pierre by 2 at the end of the first half. 19-point second quarter. Governors with a 15-point first quarter, 17-point second quarter, trailing just by 2 points. You put those two quarters together. A lot of times you like the outcome of what you have and that you probably got a lead, but Brookings was able to battle back and now has a 2-point advantage after being tied 15-15 after the first quarter. Lennox Dupree has led all scorers, 20 points of the 32 in the first half. Emery Larson with 8, then 2 points for Grace Richter and Mackenzie Flottmeyer also having 2 points. Governors are 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Dupree and Larson each got an and 1 to go. Addison Soma 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Governors turned the ball over 11 times in that first half. No Graceland Taylor, as Barry Hine had said during the first half. She has not played in this game, was part of the starting lineup. Maybe something happened in warm-ups. Not sure what might have happened with Graceland Taylor, but is not in the lineup, in the starting lineup, has not played in this game. So that is a big factor in the defense that the Governors have with the ability that Taylor is out there when she's on the floor, her ability to play defense. For the Brookings Bobcats, they're led by Julia Burns, who unofficially 12 points for her, 7 for Macy Even, 5 points for Logan Smits, and then it's 4 points for Kimber Byes and Tess Burns, 3 points for Sloan McClagan. As that is your total for the Brookings Bobcats. They're 3 for 5 from the free throw line and have just 7 turnovers in the first half. So that's a look at your stats in the first half. We look at scores from around the state. First off, we look at the other Pierre Governor game that is going on, the boys game right now that is in action, as it is a 28-17 lead for the Governors in the second quarter, as they lead Brookings by 11. Dylan Simmons on KCCR has the call for that one, as well as also on YouTube at KCCR Sports. For the other scores from around the state, we look at in AA basketball. We'll look at the boys' side first. Roosevelt leading Lincoln 16-15 late in that first half. Brandon Valley with the lead at the end of the first half over T, 32-18. Mitchell and Washington, that's in Mitchell. That's a big game as well. It is a 1-point lead for Mitchell, 24-23 at the half. Watertown has beat Aberdeen Central 60-51. And then other games that are yet to, the one game that is yet to have anything on it, Yankton Sioux Falls Christian, that was scheduled for a 7:30 start time. Girls basketball, 49-22. Roosevelt beat Lincoln earlier tonight. It is 44-33. Aberdeen Central that they defeated Watertown this evening. O'Gorman's got a 33-11 lead at the end of the first half over Harrisburg. Other games right now, it is Washington all over Mitchell at the end of the first half. That was number 3 and number 4 in the standings, but Washington has a 38-15 lead at the end of the first half. So that is a big lead for the Washington Warriors over the Mitchell Colonels at the end of the first half. And then, of course, those other games, Rabbit City Christian Spearfish, and then also Yankton Sioux Falls Christian, no scores reporting there. But Yankton, who has not won a game yet, and Sioux Falls Christian, who's 18-1, going to be tough for the Yankton Gazelles to get that win in that contest. But that is a look across your scores. Stanley County, their game was postponed against Mobridge Pollock. Does not sound like the girls will make up their game, but the boys looks like they're going to be playing next week. They'll be playing next week Tuesday, or maybe not. Excuse me, not next week Tuesday. Next week Wednesday or Thursday for that makeup game. Sully Butte Sunshine Bible Academy, they did not play tonight. They will not make up that game. Girls, obviously, their season ends coming up this next week and this week, and the boys that go through next week but still have a couple games left, so they will not make up that game between Sully Butte and Sunshine Bible Academy. It is 34-32 at the end of the first half for Brookings over Pierre. When we come back, Barry Hine, Alec Johnson have the call of the second half for you here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric. For free estimates, commercial, residential, and farm wiring, you'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
At the end there of the second quarter, Sloan McClagan finally was just face guarding Lennox Dupree. She would not let her catch the ball or touch it. Coach McClagan and staff was pretty much saying, right now somebody else can score, but enough of Lennox. So see what they do here in the second half. Kimber buys back in, obviously, with 3 fouls, so wondering how she does on the defensive side.
Here with the ball, we are going to get a foul on the backcourt, and that may be against Kimber Buys. Right now it is. It's right on the first possession, her fourth, so she's going to have to sit down. Julia Burns going to get some extended time here in the second half, it looks like. She comes in quickly. Kimber Buys, Kimber with her palms out raised like, Coach, what did I do?
I wasn't sure on that one either. It looked like she was just trying to get through a screen. Ref said she pushed one of those things where you can't really say much or do much, but...
3 from the corner, no good for Dupree. Rebound offensively for Soma, out to Dupree, to Richter, who goes in the corner for Olsen. In the backcourt now for Richter. Richter, crossover into the front court, bounces it in the lane for Soma, too strong, and Dupree comes up with it. She tries to pass it in the lane, it's kicked. It will stay with Pierre. They'll take it out underneath. 22 on the shot clock. I want to say thanks to Right Angle Construction as we start the second half here. The sponsors of high school sports on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Get it into Dupree in some trouble in traffic, loses it, regained by Olsen, and she gets it out to Richter, who dribbles it in, gets it to Soma, who puts it off the bottom of the backboard, gets her own rebound, kicks it out on the wing for Olsen. Out on the top of the key, a 3 is good for Emery Larson. Knocks it down from deep. We're saying, saw my teammate do it in the first half, I'll see if I can do it this half. Little full court pressure, tipped away by a Richter. She can't save it from hitting the far sideline. It'll stay with Brookings. 7:03 to go here. Third quarter, start of the second half. Want to say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall for being a sponsor here. McClagan will bring it across against Larson. Passes left side in the backcourt for Smith. Guarded by Richter, dribbles into the front court, all the way in the lane, takes some contact. The shot wouldn't have counted had it gone. It did not. They're going to say it's on the floor, and the Bobcats will keep it underneath. Went on Soma. First one of the quarter for Pierre. First on Soma. Even, looking to get it in bounds. Goes in the backcourt for Burns. Tess Burns holds now on the wing, and now goes to Smith. Left open from 3, top of the key. Rolls it in. Big bucket for the Bobcats. Back up by 2, 37-35. Smith now with 11. Dupree out top, hesitation dribble to the wing. Backs off now, goes cross court in the corner. Olsen pump fakes, dribbles into the lane, pass is tipped. The far corner, Richter going to dribble baseline, bounces it to Olsen. 7-foot jumper is good, just outside the lane for Molly Olsen. Ties it up at 37. Little full court pressure. They get it into Julia Burns. Burns back to Even. Even will dribble it across against Dupree. Dribbles to the right side, hands off for Smith. Smith goes cross court, left wing for Julia Burns. Julia dribbles top of the key, goes cross court for Even in the corner. Even dribbles, bounces it in for Tess. Tess goes left wing for Julia Burns, and the 3 got blocked by Olsen and now grabbed by Dupree, and she's quickly up to the other end. All the way in the lane, through traffic, throws up a tough runner and gets it to go, scooped it off the glass and got it to go as she ran and just flew underneath the backboard. Somehow she got it up on the glass and through. McClagan into the lane, kicks it out into the corner for Julia Burns. She leaves for Even, a 3, no good. Rebound tipped by Tess Burns, grabbed by Olsen, and Pierre has it back. And Dupree will dribble it up for the Governor. She goes right wing for Richter. Richter holds the ball, dribbles to the right elbow area and goes for Dupree. Dupree dribbles. We're going to get a whistle. It's going to go on even. Even picks up the foul. She's going to pick up her first. Second of the quarter for Brookings. Richter to inbound. She goes right wing in the backcourt for Dupree, who goes and gives it to Larson. He tried to bounce it inside. It's stolen away. Smith up to the other end. Logan all the way to the bucket. Lost the ball after getting by Dupree. Had to save it in to Dupree. Dupree gets it out to Richter all the way in the lane. Takes it up. Strong with the shot as McClagan flew by and bothered it. Rebound by Richter. Tips it to Dupree, who puts it up and in off the board. 4-point lead for Pierre. 22 now for Dupree as Smith spun in the backcourt and didn't notice the defender coming to help. That was Dupree again. She hustles on both ends of the court.
Just kind of sneaks up on you too. She, like you mentioned, she's very, very quick. Similar to Sloan, but one of those things where she just kind of creeps her way up, and then before you know it, has that little like burst of energy, and then she's right there bringing the double team.
Freshman Julia Burns sits down, and another freshman, Caitlin Harris, back in. McClagan dribbles, kicks it out left wing. Smith for three, no good. Rebounded by Clara Delbridge, who tried to dribble and ran into Soma and lost the ball. And the rebound, or the loose ball rather, grabbed by Dupree. Dupree dribbles, gets a pick, steps up into the three, no good. And a rebound by Tess Burns. She'll let it clear and give for McClagan. McClagan will bring it up against Larson. Passes right side for Harris, who goes on the wing for Delbridge. Back out to McClagan. McClagan dribbles to the wing, goes in the corner for Harris, who's going to step back and shoot a three. No good. Rebounded by Delbridge, or rather Tess Burns, excuse me, and we're going to get a tie-up as Soma held it with, that was Delbridge, excuse me, and we'll go to the, no, it was Tess.
Yeah, Tess had it. And I was more, she fell down hard again. So
yeah,
but she got up quickly, so that was just one of those things where kind of fell down hard on her head, but she got up quick. No, yeah, so it was Tess that had it for the jump ball. And in a game last week, she did go down hard and got up a little slowly and didn't come back into the game after hitting her head hard on the floor. So it was a little scary, but she looks like she's all right. Harris looking to get it inbounds. She goes in the backcourt, right wing for McClagan. McClagan dribbles, picks it up, goes right wing for Harris. Harris dribbles to the right elbow, runs into some defenders, and we're going to get a whistle. We'll get a jump ball call. And Pierre doing a good job of getting their body in front of dribblers and not getting called for the contact. A couple of these could have been called, I think. And now we're going to go to the arrow, and they're going to say it's in favor of Pierre. They had it the wrong way originally. And something we kind of saw too in the first half, like you mentioned, especially Soma. She is just, I mean, standing there. She's got her spot, and we've seen it all year too from Tess. They do such a good job of just not really giving up any sort of movement when somebody runs into them. It's hard for a ref to make a call when they're not moving.
Shot no good for Olsen, and then Larson grabs the rebound and puts it up from the free throw line and gets him to roll in. 6-point lead for Pierre, largest of the night. McClagan out ahead to Smith, brings it across the timeline into the front court, goes to the free throw line for Tess Burns, out to McClagan, left wing for Harris. Harris back to McClagan. She'll dribble down the left side of the lane, take it up, and get the foul call against Soma, and go to shoot the free throws at the line for a couple. And now, if you're in your spot and they run into you, that's not a foul. You're just holding your ground. You have as much right to that spot on the floor as anybody. But when you're, a lot of times they're a little late stepping in front.
Yes.
And then there's a little momentum taking them into the dribbler. Well, those could be called. They're letting those go, it seems like, tonight as well. Sloan McClagan hits the first one, 65% free throw shooter, averages 5.5 points per game. Want to say thanks to Bo's Construction for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Free throw second one for McClagan, no good. Rebound is grabbed by Delbridge, another offensive board on a missed free throw for Brookings. Harris goes in the corner for McClagan, who dribbles. Tried to go into the post, and it's going to go right between Soma and Tess Burns out of bounds. Back over to Pierre on the turnover. 5-point lead for Pierre, 43-38, 3:09 to play in the third. Scoring hasn't been quite as fast and furious in this quarter. Dupree dribbles into the front court. We're going to get a whistle on the drive. I'm telling you, if you're the Bobcats, I'm not saying that wasn't a foul. I'm just saying the Bobcats could also say, hey, we get some on the other end.
Exactly. Like you had just said, the way they had been calling it here through the first 2.5 quarters, that definitely was not a foul. Like you mentioned, Was that a foul? Yeah, maybe, but the way you've been calling it up until now, that's one that you probably shouldn't call.
I'm saying it might be a valid call to get some on your end, right? Baseline, a 17-footer rained in with 2 defenders near her for Molly Olson. And it is 45-38, 7-point lead for Pierre. They've had a couple other scorers step up and hit some jumpers in the second half. McClagan crosses over, pass left wing for Harris. Harris dribbles top of the key, goes right side for Even. Even dribbles, spins to the elbow, and gets it stripped away and stolen by Dupree, and she'll be fouled. That's going to be 2 on Macy Even. As you got the frustration foul after the steal by Dupree. Let's say thanks to Brookings Health System for being a sponsor here. The 4th foul of the quarter for Brookings, so they'll be in the bonus from here on out. 2.5 to play. 3rd quarter. Dupree dribbling, picks it up, goes left wing for Olson. Olson dribbles, and we're going to get a whistle away from the ball. It's going to be on Tess Burns in the lane against Flottmeyer. You hear the Pierre bench and crowd erupting into a cheer. 2:25 to play, 3rd quarter. To the line goes Mackenzie Flottmeyer as that put him into the bonus. Mackenzie Flottmeyer, 5'7" junior, number 35. The lefty hits the first free throw. We'll say thanks to Kubota Farmers Implement for being a sponsor. Caitlin Harris, Tess Burns looking down, Julia Burns coming back in along with Logan Smith. Second free throw rolls around for Flottmeyer and goes. 67% free throw shooter and averages 3 points per game. McClagan dribbling it up. She's going to be fouled. All of a sudden the refs are calling it a little tighter. We're going to get a warning on the Brookings bench. I'm guessing somebody over there might have said, hey, it's about time, and got too close to the referee with an earshot and get a warning. Can't do that. But the foul goes against Pierre. And Sloan McClagan goes top of the key for Delbridge. Delbridge holds, back to the basket, hands off for Even. Kicks it right wing for Schmidt, who dribbles. Logan crosses over to Even, who pump fakes, dribbles baseline, picks it up, and tried to go out on the wing, because going to get the foul call instead. And Pierre didn't like the call. We didn't have a good angle on it. I couldn't tell if it was a good or bad call. It goes on Dupree. They're at their 4th foul in the quarter as well. That's the first for Dupree. Bounce to Julia Burns in the near corner in the backcourt for McClagan. Pass right wing for Even. Going to put up a deep 3. No good, short. Rebound bounced off for Richter. Richter up across the center court line. Picks it up, goes right wing. A 3 for Larson is short, air ball. Rebounded by Olson, and we're going to get a whistle on the rebound. I think it's going to go on Julia Burns, judging by the body language. And we'll go to the, I'm wrong. No, I was right. I was right. Thought he put up 4. 32. And it's on Julia Burns. So at the line is Molly Olson. 67% free throw shooter. She knocks down the first one. And all of a sudden it's a 10-point lead. 1:45 to go in the 3rd. Clara Delbridge sits down as Tess Burns comes back in. And Emery Larson going to sit down. Coming back in, Jasmine Jost for Pierre. I want to say thanks to Stony Brook Sweets for being a sponsor here. Bobcats need to be careful here, and it's kind of a danger zone right now as they're down by 11 with 1:45 to go. They don't want to let this get out of hand. Even crosses over, goes left side for McClagan, who dribbles it across the timeline. McClagan goes right wing for Schmidt, who dribbles baseline, spins, and picks it up, scoops it to McClagan on the right wing. She dribbles, picks it up, and goes back to Schmidt, and she'll dribble out near the bottom of the circle and reset. 15 on the shot clock. Pass left wing for Even. Top of the key for Julia Burns. Right wing swing, she goes for McClagan in the post for Burns. Ball's tipped away. Now grabbed by Dupree. She'll be fouled by Macy Even. That's going to be 3 on Macy Even. They've all come that way on quick turnovers and trying to steal the ball right back. Frustration fouls. And we'll go to the other end, and to the line goes Dupree. She has just 2 in the second half.
She does, yeah, and like you mentioned, just the frustration fouls. Down 11, not an ideal foul when Pierre's in the bonus, let alone probably don't want to send Dupree to the line for a couple.
80% free throw shooter, knocks the first one down, 50-38. 23 now for Dupree. She had 20 at halftime. So they've done a decent job keeping her from scoring. She's missed a couple open jumpers this third quarter, but they've had some others step up, have the Governors. Kimber Bias back in. Julia Burns sits down. Bias has 4 fouls, remember. Both free throws good. For Dupree, it's 51-38, largest lead of the night. Smith bringing it up against Richter. Crosses the center court line. Dribbles in the backcourt. Spins now to the left wing. Behind the back, into the lane. Kicks it into the corner for Even, who's going to hoist a 3. No good. Long rebound is going to be tracked down and tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Tess Burns. It goes back over to Pierre with 59.7 to go in the third quarter. Bias will sit back down again with those 4 fouls. Caitlin Harris comes back in. And Dupree will dribble it up for the Governors. Crosses at center court. We get a pick. It dribbles to the wing. Passes left wing for Richter, who pump fakes. Dribbles into the lane. Kicks it all the way into the corner. Olsen going to let fly from 19. No good strong. Rebounded by Even. 40 seconds to play here. About a 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bobcats don't need to be in a hurry. McClagan dribbles, kicks it left wing for Even, who pump fakes and travels. And Macy didn't like the call. Looked like the right one. The ball will go back over to Pierre. The shot clock is off. 29 seconds to go. 51-38 the score. Pierre can hold for the final shot if they like. Dupree gets a pick from Flodmeyer. Right side in the backcourt. Here's the count. Now she'll dribble it up to the wing. Loses her footing, lost it to Burns. Burns now going to dribble, almost got it stolen away. Goes to Smith. Smith dribbles into the front court, kicks it into the left corner. Even for 3 just before the buzzer, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Harrison. The putback is good just before the buzzer, and that's a big one as it cuts it back to 11 just before the end of the third quarter. 60-second break, and we'll be back with quarter number 4, an 11-point lead for Pierre as we head into the fourth. It'll be Brookings ball to start the fourth quarter when we come back. Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill to start the fourth quarter. Brookings ball trailing by 11. And the Bobcats outscored in that third quarter 19-6. And they had 7 turnovers. Backdoor cut on the pass from Even to Bias. She has to save it in. They get it out left wing 3 for McClagan. No good on the rebound. We're going to get a whistle. It's going to go against Soma. She's confused because she had inside position. And from this angle, she may have an argument, but I didn't. There may have been some grabbing or something going on as we're quite a ways away from the play. Bias gets it in the corner for Burns. Burns fakes the handoff, dribbles, picks it up, goes to Bias out on the right wing. Bias dribbles. Guarded by Olsen, going to be hounded. They're going to get the foul on Molly Olsen, the 5'6" sophomore. The first of the game for Olsen, first of the quarter for either team. Second of the quarter, sorry, for Pierre already. That's right, they had Soma who got the one just moments ago. I apologize. Burns out near the top of the key, needs to dribble or get rid of the ball. There we go, gets it to Even. Even goes back to Burns in the lane, who dribbles, picks it up, and puts up the shot. Turnaround jumper from just above the right block is good off the board. May have gotten away with a foot shuffle as well, as Pierre wanted the call and didn't get it. But it cuts it to 9, a big basket for Brookings. I want to say thanks to Bauer Services for being a sponsor here. Right wing, and they go into Dupree, who got it tipped away, and I'm going to say it went off of one of the Bobcats. It stays with Pierre. Dangerous pass into
Priest's chest.
It's questionable, but he's passed it into some traffic. They get it into traffic again. Richter loses the ball, and Burns comes away with it. I think Even got a hand on it, and the Bobcats get the ball back, trailing by 9, inside 7 to play. Smith dribbles into the front court, down the left side of the lane, all the way to the bucket. Left-handed layup, no good, strong. Rebound, fought for. Tess Burns goes to the floor. We're going to go to the arrow. It's in favor of Pierre, as Brookings had it to start the quarter. Good hustle by Tess Burns, but gets tied up, and we'll go back down to the other end. 6:48 to go here in the ball game. Pierre with a 9-point lead in the ball. 51-42 the score. Dupree in the backcourt against the zone. Passes to Richter, right side. She splits the double team with a dribble. Goes free throw line for Soma, who dribbles. Passing the backcourt tip. Dupree grabs it. She dribbles, kicks it out left wing. Larson for 3, no good. Weak side rebound grab by Buys. And she'll dribble. Now presses up left side. It's tipped though by Richter. And now a fight for it. Olsen comes up with it. Goes to Richter, who takes it up and puts it in off the board. And a turnover will net some points for Pierre. We'll get a quick timeout before the inbound, as head coach Kirk Bebout called it from the bench. We'll keep it right here, a 30-second timeout. Appreciate you joining us for Tuesday Night Hoops on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. K-Country 102.3 FM, streaming at kcountry102.com, on the BHS YouTube page. And if you're joining us from Pierre, we appreciate you out there as well, and appreciate those at KCCR for setting that up. It's been a good one here tonight. An 11-point lead for Pierre, 53-42, as we're in the fourth quarter. Bobcats have fought their way back in it, but Brookings gives up the turnover and an easy bucket for Pierre to stretch it back out to double digits.
And Coach McClagan had said that in a little pregame interview with you, that they got to take care of the basketball, can't let the pressure get to them, and we've seen it a few different times tonight, just that full court press. The pressure is one thing, but then you turn over. We just saw it there, the turnover leading to an open basket for the Governor, so got to do a better job here with the last 6 minutes of really taking care of the basketball.
Full court pressure again, and it's a pass tipped away. Buys has to tip it, but it's stolen, and it is Olsen who goes to Richter in the corner. In the backcourt, they go for Larson. Going to put up a deep 3, no good. And rebound tapped out to Even. And the Governors give the Bobcats a gift there. Out to Buys, who takes it up in the lane. No good on the shot. We're going to get a whistle. And here crowd giving a chuckle as the referee way out near the hash calls it, and the underneath ref let it go. So it'll be 2 free throws coming up for Buys. So Kimber to the stripe. Kimber Buys, a 63% free throw shooter, averaging 3.5 points per game. Trying to cut into an 11-point lead. First one in and out, no good. I want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance for being a sponsor of high school sports here. 5:53 to go, 53-42 Pierre. Kimber Buys for Brookings at the free throw line. And she hits the second one, cuts it to 10. Bobcats fall back into a half-court D. Looks like they're going to be running a zone defense and chasing Larson. Now they get it to the defense. A little discombobulated as they had open spaces all over the floor. And in the right corner, a 3 is rained in for Molly Olsen. A big bucket that extends it to 13. 5.5 to play in the ball game. McClagan across the timeline. She gets it in the backcourt, and she got one across the half-court stripe and passed it back across half-court to Smith, and it's a turnover. Just a mental lapse for Sloan McClagan. Molly Olsen will inbound, cross court after we get a sub here. Kimber Buys will sit down with those 4 fouls. Julia Burns back in. We'll say thanks to Rickus Nelson for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Dupree in the backcourt. It's a pick, dribbles to the wing, gets a tip by Even, regains possession, and is on the wing. Pass in the backcourt is tracked down by Richter. Richter lost it. It pinballs between her and Even. Now Richter comes up with it, goes left corner. Olsen pump fakes and dribbles in, kicks it out to Dupree. A deep 3, nothing but net from 26 feet for Lennox Dupree. 59-43, a 16-point lead, 5 minutes to play. Smith in the backcourt. Dribbles into the free throw line, finds Even, backdoor for a wide open bucket. A quick timeout by the Bobcats to set up maybe some full court pressure here. Full timeout. 60 seconds. We'll take 30 of it with them. 4:53 to play here. Bobcats cut it to 14 with that easy bucket by Even off the nice pass from Logan Smith. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
It is 59-45 here in the fourth quarter. And out of the timeout, it is going to be Pierre ball. The Bobcats may be setting up, though, to put on some full court pressure. It looks like they will out of the timeout. Richter to inbound. Even will guard the inbound pass. 4:53 remaining here. They get it into Dupree. She dribbles. Now passes across the timeline for Larson. Larson picks it up in the backcourt and gives to Dupree. Back to Larson from 3 deep on the wing. Nothing but net as Emery Larson has come alive in the second half and then extends the lead to 17, largest of the night. Even picks it up and passes to Schmidt to bring it across the timeline. Logan, the right baseline, kicks it out on the wing for Burns. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt gets a pick. Back to Burns on the baseline. Tess picks it up and is going to drive baseline. Underneath the hoop, kicks it out top of the key. Sloan McClagan will let fly from 3. No good, strong. Rebounded by Burns. She will pivot and now dribbles in the lane. Takes it up strong and got the foul call as Richter came on the help defense and blocked it as she turned to face up, but gets the foul on the arm as well. So Grace Richter picks up her second. That's 4 on Pierce, so they'll be in the bonus from here on out. That could play big for the Bobcats trying to get back in this one. Free throw is good for Tess Burns. She cuts it to 62-46 with 4:07 remaining. Want to say thanks to Cook's Waste Paper for being a sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Second free throw for Tess Burns is no good. Rebounded by Even. No, we've got a tie-up. We'll go to the arrow as it's in favor of Brookings as Even goes to the floor as Soma. She's a bit like Tess Burns. She's strong. When she whips that ball around, she's going to...
Careful.
Yeah, she's going to toss you around. Buys to inbound. Gets it in, left wing. Smith hoists a quick 3. Nothing but net. Big one for the Bobcats. That cuts it back to 13 with 4 to play. Smith now with 14. Or is that 11? I think that's 11. 3:45 to go, 13-point lead. Dupree loses her footing as she got by the defenders, dropped it off for Olsen, who had a good look. Too strong, though, off the board. Now Smith has it off the rebound from Burns. Macy even lost her footing. She'll have to get back up. Smith in the center of the lane, takes it all the way to the bucket. She's going to get the foul call, as Logan may have made the decision to try to take over here in the fourth quarter for the Bobcats. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple and try to cut it down to 11 with a couple free throws. 3:28 to play. 69% free throw shooter is Logan Smith. Leading scorer on the team, just over 12 a game. First free throw is good for Logan. We'll say thanks to Brookings School District for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Logan now with 12. And she hits them both. And the Bobcats back to within striking distance here, down by 11 with just under 3.5 to go. Dupree looking for some help here. Goes left side for Olsen. Olsen picks it up, goes back to Dupree. Dupree picks it up, goes over the timeline to Richter. Right side in the backcourt for Larson. Larson goes to Dupree near the circle to start the offense here. Inside 20 on the shot clock. Dupree goes left side for Richter. Down in the corner for Olsen. In the post for Soma. Tipped away by Smith to Burns. Tess Burns will get credit for the steal, but it was created by Smith. Smith, hesitation dribble. The right wing goes in the corner. McClagan for three, knocks it down, and that cuts it to 8, and we'll get a timeout. The Bobcats call another one, and they'll set up their next series here. Full timeout on the court. We'll take 30 of it with them. All of a sudden, the Bobcats back to within 8. 2:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. We appreciate you joining us. Thanks to all those joining us from Pierre. Thanks to KCCR. And it will be Pierre ball out of the timeout. Brookings has just cut it to 8 with that three from Sloan McClagan. And Bobcats going to continue to put some pressure on full court here. As Richter will inbound, they get it to Dupree. Now to Olsen. The center of the court to Richter, back to Dupree. She'll dribble it. Pass across the timeline. Left wing for Larson. Larson goes cross court right side for Richter. In the backcourt for Dupree to set the offense. Left side now for Larson. To Dupree over a double team. There's McClagan a little upset, I think, at how the defense is shaken out, not moving quite as quickly as he'd like. Larson, three from the left wing. It's going to go, and it'll count. We're going to get a foul after the shot as well, and it's going to go on Tess Burns. It'll be Pierre ball underneath. What a huge turn of events. That's a big, big play. That stretched the lead back out to 11, and Pierre maintains possession. What a call. Second on Tess. And Dupree goes to Larson, left side in the backcourt. Larson going to be hounded by McClagan. Dribbles now into the lane, gets the ball tipped away, loses it out of bounds. It's back over, or rather stays with Pierre, as they're going to say last touched by a Bobcat. 2:18 to go. Governors need to get somebody on the out-of-bounds line. They finally do. It's Molly Olsen. She'll get into Larson. Left wing, three. Rolls in. Looked like it was going to be short. Everything falling for Larson here in the second half. First half, it was Dupree. Now it's Larson. His third three here in the fourth quarter alone. Even in the lane. Dribbles, spins to her left hand, and gets the shot to go off the board. Beautiful move to the hoop for Macy Even. She cuts it to 12 inside 2 minutes to play.
Problem here, Brookings with only one team foul, so they're going to have to start applying that pressure down 12 with a minute 50. So I mean, if you want to get to the bonus to stop the clock, you've got 4 fouls to give, so hopefully see a little aggressiveness here.
Lennox Dupree gets into the lane, and a little runner from about 7 feet goes, and they're back up by 14. Right wing buys, pump fakes, dribbles baseline, takes it up. She'll be fouled, and that's what the Bobcats are going to have to hope for a lot here in the last just over 90 seconds. I want to say thanks to Hometown Tire and Service for being a sponsor here. Kimber Baez will go to the line. Coach McClagan calls over Sloan McClagan and Logan Smith to talk over Bobcats strategy down the stretch here. Julia Burns going to check in after the first free throw. First one is good for Kimber Baez. Julia Burns will check in for her older sister, Tess Burns. Kimber Baez, 63% free throw shooter. And she misses the second one. Rebound is lost in the lane, and Baez comes up with it, puts it up and in off the board. A 3-point possession for Brookings. That's pretty big. Cuts it to 11. Full court pressure now. Richter looks to get it in. Gonna lob it in. We'll get a timeout before she passed it, though, from head coach Kirk Bebout on the bench. It'll be a full timeout. We will take 30 of it with them. 1:21 to go in the fourth quarter. 70-59. Pierre leads. It's their ball when we come back in 30 seconds. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. And we've got a 70-59 score. It'll be Pierre ball out of the timeout here. And we were talking a little during the break, and Alec Johnson said Emery Larson trying to catch up in points to her teammate Lennox Dupree. Lennox Dupree now with 31, but 22 now for Emery Larson as well. She's hit a few threes in the second half. Gotten it going. She's been the one that has lifted them in the second half. You get it into Larson, double teamed, and they're going to try to tie it up. They get the call. They're going to go to the arrow. It's in favor of Pierre, but it will switch over now. Good defense by the Bobcats. As you see, they're going to be aggressive here now on DA. As you mentioned, they've got a few fouls to give, so they can afford to be aggressive, trying to come up with the steal. And it's going to be inbound. Richter looks to get it in bounds, gets it into Larson. Larson gets it across the timeline for Olsen. Olsen gets it back to Larson. Larson in the backcourt gets it tipped away by McClagan and going to be hounded. They get the foul. 1:07 to go, an 11-point lead for Pierre. Just looking at who you'd want to put on the line. Grace Richter, a 50% free throw shooter. Molly Olsen, 67. And probably the two you'd want to look at. And it's going to be a foul in the backcourt. Kimber Bai is going to foul out. Kimber going to foul out with 14. Kimber Bai is her fifth. 8 points. 13 fouls. 4 rebounds. Tess Burns will check in for Kimber. Senior, falling out on senior night. They do have a couple of home games left. It's senior night a little earlier than normally is done. We're going to get a whistle before the inbound pass. That's smart by the Bobcats, not to let any time run off. And it's going to go on Julia Burns. Second on Julia. Bobcats up to 4 fouls in the quarter. That's Julia Burns' third foul, rather. So they have no more to give. The inbound pass tipped out of bounds by Sloan McClagan. 1:01 to play, an 11-point lead. Bobcats trying to come up with some possessions here, trailing by 11 with just over a minute to go. Olsen to inbound. She's going to get it into Soma out near half court, guarded by Burns. She'll be fouled. Addison Soma, 73% free throw shooter. She'll go to the line with an 11-point lead. 59.9 seconds left here. Soma at the line. First free throw is good. First point for Soma on the night. She has 5 rebounds and an assist. She hits them both. 2 big points for Soma with just under a minute to go. We get a whistle. And I don't know why.
Shot clock, he said it started. I know when Logan had it, it was at 33.
Okay.
So it must have been a very quick
Got it
start.
reset really quick, yeah. 2. All right, so McClagan brings it across the timeline. Passes it into the front court for Burns. In the back court for Smith, who dribbles into the front court. A big pick by Tess Burns. She doesn't like it, but it was the right call. She got a little extra in there. And spun Richter around. 4th for Tess Burns, but we don't shoot free throws on offensive fouls, so Pierre will just take the ball out. Richter gets it into Molly Olsen. Double team. She goes back to Dupree. Dupree faces up. Lets it clear now to bring it across. She'll bring it across at center court. Pierre just content to run as much clock as they can here. It's about a 12-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, where they can just dribble it out without putting a shot up and give the ball back to Brookings. And not be in any danger of losing the ball game. They lead by 13. Dupree's going to shoot a three from the right wing. No good off the backboard. Rebounded by Julia Burns. She gives to Smith. Inside 10 to play here. Smith goes all the way up in the corner for Even, who pump fakes. Dribble, spins baseline underneath the hoop. Reverse layup. Got it tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Richter. It stays with the Bobcats with 1:8 to go. So the Bobcats going to come up short. A valiant effort. This is a heck of a ball game here tonight. They're going to fall to 9-8. And Pierre is going to improve to 9-6 on the year, and they're looking to improve upon that 7th number in the standing for the Sodak 16. The Bobcats going to try to stand pat even with the loss here. So the final is 72-59. Brookings falls short to the Pierre Governors. We'll take a 4-minute break. We'll have our thoughts on the ball game. We'll take a look at some official stats with Alec Johnson. We'll talk with head coach Mitch McClagan, and we'll pick our players of the game. All coming up on the post game as we start that in 4 minutes right here. Bobcats lose 72-59 to Pierre. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Discover the ultimate driving experience at Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. With our extensive lineup of vehicles, including reliable sedans, rugged SUVs, and powerful trucks, finding your perfect match has never been easier. Plus, our dedicated team is committed to providing top-notch customer service, ensuring your satisfaction every step of the way. Visit us today and experience the excellence at Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It is the final score. The Pierre Governors, they knock off the Brookings Bobcats here tonight. 72-59 in a fantastic second half. Really fantastic game all the way said and told for the Governors, but fantastic second half for Pierre where they scored 40 points in the second half and held then Brookings to just 15 second half points. It was 34-32 at the half for Brookings after it was tied 15-15. Then the Governors outscored the Bobcats 19-6 in the third and cruised their way to that 13-point win, 72-59 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebind scoreboard. A lot of threes rained in for the Pierre Governors, 11 threes in the ball game, including a 6-point play for Emery Larson. A three got fouled as it went in, got the same possession, got to keep the ball, and made another three in that same possession. A 6-point play. She finished with 22 points, which normally would be a game high, but Lennox Dupree finished with 31 points, had 20 at the half, and had another 11 in the second half to finish off with 31 points. Larson with 22, the two double-figure scores for the Governors. Molly Olson, who got the start tonight with Graceland Taylor absent from the game, 9 points for her, 4 for Grace Richter, 4 for Mackenzie Flotmeyer, and 2 for Addison Somas. The Governors went 10 of 12 from the free throw line, while if you miss all 10 of those, you still end up winning 62-59. But those 10 free throws are huge for the Governors to make that a 13-point win. 15 turnovers for the Governors overall. It was 16 points for Logan Smith, so they knocked down several big threes as the game went on. Had 3 threes in that first half and finished with another 3 in the second half, so 6 threes in total for the Bobcats. 16 points for Logan Smith to lead the Bobcats, 11 for Macy Even. Then it was 8 points for both Kimber Byes before she fouled out, and Julia Burns. 7 for Tess Burns and Sloan McClagan, who hit a 3 towards the end of that game. And then 2 points for Kaylin Harris as the Bobcats go 9 of 15 from the free throw line and have 15 turnovers in total as well. So that is your look at the stats for the game. The Governors' second half, a very dominant second half. Offensively, scoring 72 points in a game is a good feat to have, and you're going to win a lot of games if you score 72 in a game. But they were fantastic here tonight over in Brookings to pick up their 9th win of the season. Brookings falls to 9-8 on the year. Pierre is now 9-6 on the season. Roosevelt, as we look at final scores from around the state, 49-22. Roosevelt beat Lincoln earlier today. Washington all over Mitchell, 64-48, although the Colonels trying to make that a lot closer of a game, but end up losing by 16 points anyway. Aberdeen Central beat Watertown by 11, 44-33. O'Gorman over Harrisburg, 57-24. Those are your finals in AA. In AA for boys, overtime win for Brandon Valley. They were in a good handle and tee, but it ended up being an overtime win, 67-63 for Brandon Valley. Mitchell, they upend Washington 67-59. Watertown beat Aberdeen Central 60-51. Lincoln and Roosevelt, they are playing a 1-point game with under 1 minute to go, 53-52. It looks like Pierre has knocked off Brookings 67-47 tonight over on KCCR as the Govs pick up the win. Much needed win for the Governors to get back in that win column as they hit the stretch run of the season. But yeah, 67-47 win for the Governors over Brookings on boys basketball. Coming up this weekend, as we wrap up here this evening, coming up this weekend, it'll be a game Friday. The girls will play on KCCR Friday and Saturday, as we'll have just the girls game for you, as I'll have the boys hockey game between the Capitals and Watertown Lakers on Friday. The Governor girls will take on Mitchell. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off. Dylan Simmons will have the call for you. Then a 2 o'clock tip-off on Saturday for the Governors and Lincoln Patriots. Dylan will have the call for that one as well. Here on Capital City Rock, I mentioned we've got Hawaii Capitals hockey, as Watertown will be in town against the Capitals on Friday. Brookings in a doubleheader. The boys will play at 4:30. The girls will play at 6:30. It is Senior Slide Friday night. It'll be then senior night for the girls on a Saturday, and then the girls will also finish out the regular season at a 11:45 puck drop between the Caps and the Rangers on Sunday. All those games here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. I want to say thanks again to Barry Hine, Alec Johnson, and the crew out in Brookings for letting us take that video and get that game for you on the air. It's very nice and warm and toasty in the Capital City Rock studios. Did not have to travel, but if you are traveling back from Brookings tonight, make sure you're staying safe and driving safe on the way back from Brookings. We've got basketball coming up on Friday on KCCR and Saturday as well. As Pierre Governor girls will be taking on Mitchell and Lincoln. Both games will be on KCCR, as Dylan Simmons will have the call for you. Governors win it tonight, 72-59, as we say so long from inside the Capital City Rock studios.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by State Farm Insurance Becky Pottsaba Agency, the American of Fort Pierre, Bank West, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Gales Gas, American Family Insurance Brittany Schaffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motor, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Todd's Electric, and the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection. Join us next time for Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting.